Hey guys, Top Tier Gaming here, coming at you with a pretty cool deck profile. It's Aromages. This deck is pretty fun. I actually like a lot of its mechanics, but this version actually is not the anti-meta version that you see a lot of people run right now. This one's a little bit more aggressive. It uses Gigaplant and the Supervise engine to make crazy boards and explosive plays. And I like this version better because it doesn't falter from the same problems the other version has, which is bricking with a lot of traps. And it's just, this version bricks still, but you can play around your opponent's boards due to Gigaplant and exploding on the field. And I just overall like this version more. And for the video, it'd be a lot more fun to watch this version than the anti-meta version that plays a lot of traps. So quick deck profile: 3 Jasmine. She's the best one. Drawing cards is really good. It helps you get to your Gigaplant Supervise combo. 3 Angelica. She's the tuner for the deck. I kind of wish she targeted one on field rather than engrave, because it would just make the deck a lot faster. You could just summon Jasmine, play Angelica, and then you'd have a lot of crazy plays. So it kind of sucks that she targets one engrave, but it's still a really good card and you need to play it. 1 Rosemary and 1 Kananga. I don't think they're that great, so I only played 1 of each of them. 3 Lone Fire, pretty obvious. 2 Gigaplant, because this version's trying to play more like Gigavise, because it's just really explosive. So the 1 Glow Up Bulb, 1 Spore, and 1 Dandelion, and then 3 Maxi, because Maxi is a great card. Spells: 3 Aroma Garden. This card is really important for the deck. If you open this and Jasmine, you have some pretty cool plays, especially if you have something like Lone Fire to a normal summon with Jasmine, and it's just really strong overall. You want to get Garden pretty fast, so the 2 Terraforming to get it. 3 Super Solar Nutrient. It's a really fast way to get your Lone Fire Blossom. You can tribute Jasmine or Angelica, or Dandy Tokens, Glow Bulb. You have a lot of targets, and being able to search Lone Fire with this card is incredible. The 3 Supervise. This card is incredibly strong with Gigaplant, so you just, as you'll see in the games, Supervise plus Gigaplant can make boards of 5 monsters incredibly easy. And then 2 Moon Mirror Shield, because the Aromages are really small, so you can make them get over pretty much anything. And when they get their Synchro, the Synchro's not out on Dev Pro right now, which is kind of unfortunate, but when they get that, you can equip this to it, and it's going to have more staying power, which is really cool. And you need more targets of equip spells for Power Tool Dragon. And then the 1 DDR to continue your looping. If you miss the Supervise, you can get DDR and banish the Lone Fire and keep going. 1 Foolish and 1 Raigeki. And then traps, really simple: 3 Humid Winds, the best one, and 2 Dried Winds. Extra deck, just 2 Formula, Tatsunoko, Hyper Librarian, Aromage, Stardust Charge Warrior, 2 Power Tool. You can play 3 over this Power Tool Mecha Dragon. I'm just testing him right now. Stardust Dragon, Scrap Dragon, Crystal Wing, Stardust Spark, Trish, and the Draco Sack. So I'm just going to go into the games, and they should be fun, so yeah. Alright guys, so the first game I'm playing against a Red Eyes variant. I opened pretty good with Jasmine in the field spell, which helps me get a draw, and I can start doing my Gigavise combos here, but I end up summoning Jasmine instead of Spore. Small misplay. I wanted to click the Spore, but I misclicked, so I would have gone into my Supervise combos last turn, but it didn't really matter. He didn't break my board, so I'm able to do it this turn. Go into some really cool aggressive plays, which is what I like about this version. It can make super strong boards and just keep going. The anti-meta version that runs a lot of traps can't make boards like this for sure. I'm not saying this version's better, but it's just this version can't lose cards like Rule of Decree, and it can make really cool boards like this and kind of hold its own against top decks. It loses the power of having all the trap cards, but I think it's really strong. Here I'm playing against more phages. Pretty cool archetype, but I think it needs a little bit more to compete. And I opened pretty good. Anytime you see Lone Fire and Supervise in the same hands, you can make a crazy board using just Gigavise combos. Get a lot of Synchros on the field, mostly Power Tool Dragon, because he helps keep the combo going with searching Supervise. And Supervise, when you Synchro with a Gigaplant, it specials the Gigaplant back, which is really important. So I summon this Lone Fire again, get my second tuner in the form of Glow Up Bulb, and just keep going. It makes some crazy boards. You banish the Lone Fire for the Spore, and you can keep going with the DDR, which is a pretty important piece of the combo. If you're a newer player, you probably don't know about Gigavise, but it was a pretty fun deck back in like 2010, I want to say. And this deck can do it kind of well because you're only playing the Lone Fire, so because the Aromages, they sort of need it because they're all plants. Playing against Constellar here, I really needed to work around that Pleiades, so I just try to out him as fast as possible. But it's really difficult to do because just the MST on my field spell is quite devastating. Him bouncing back the Dried Winds kind of sucked. So it does take a while to sort of get around this Pleiades. He does represent a real problem. Good thing, like, there's not really any Constellar decks. The only thing that's making that is sort of Xyz Marks. Here I Foolish the Dandelion because I need to survive. Like, I don't have an extra normal summon right now, so I can't keep going. But his Pleiades is out of materials, but he draws the MST to save it. And I chain Humid Winds thinking maybe the chain will resolve and Dried Wind will chain as Chain Link 4 on the Humid Winds, but it doesn't. So yeah, missed thinking there. But now that there's no Pleiades, I can just go off with my plays and it should be fine. Draw a card. Here I just have to wait another turn, and next turn it will be okay. But I drew the second Dried Wind, so I can out the Ptolemy, which was going to be a problem, but now he's not. And here he attacks the face down Jasmine. I guess he thought the attack went down, but it definitely doesn't. Then I get that extra draw, which is really nice. Summon Rosemary, which can switch his dude to defense, which is really cool. And then he just scoops it up. So the next game I'm playing against like Dark Exodia. I don't exactly remember his name, but it's an old deck. It's not really anything too competitive, and I open extremely well with like Lone Fire into Jasmine, get the field spell, use field spell effect, get a draw, and the extra normal summon, which will summon the second Lone Fire to get a second Jasmine, and I have Humid Winds as well, so next turn I just get a Search, and then I draw 2 cards. Incredibly advantageous opening I had, and it's even better because I'm not playing against anything too aggressive, so it's not like I'm going to lose it all real quickly. And I drew in a 2-max C, so any plays he makes I'm going to draw off of. So he goes into Dark Rebellion here, and I do lose a Jasmine, but she's really small, so it's going to happen every now and then. Like, even though I have a lot of cards in hand, it's not really anything too aggressive. I don't have any of my Gigaplants or my Supervises, so I can't go off into like a crazy board, so I'm just going to have to play with advantage and sort of use the Aromages to like their best. I have 3 Angelica in my hand, and the very good top deck Raigeki gets rid of that field. So I sort of do need to top deck into some of my more aggressive plays. And I do have the Foolish, so I'm able to dump Dandelion, and I have Spore and Glow Up Bulb, so 2 very powerful tuners I can work with. Summon the Glow Up Bulb formula, draw the Super Solar Nutrient, which helps me get into my plays. The Gigaplant by himself, I needed an extra normal summon so that I could normal the Gigaplant and go off more, but no Jasmine because he outed it. Dump the Spore instead of like, I don't know, doing anything else on my turn. Because Spore in Graveyard is good enough to have. So I summoned the Kananga because I can make Power Tool Dragon with her and the Spore, and I can go into my supervised plays from there. Instead of just normal summoning the Gigaplant, which would have taken my normal summon besides getting the Kananga out and banishing the Lone Fire. So here I'm able to search DDR. And then I can go off with Lone Fire plays from there, make a Stardust Dragon, and then just keep going, put this Moon Mirror Shield on him, and then just attack for game. So those were the games, guys. I hope you enjoyed them. It does, like, this is a different take on Aromages that, like, a lot of people don't know about. It's mostly like the anti-meta version that is seeing a lot of popularity with this deck, and I just want to give like a different take on it. So I hope you enjoyed. This was Top Tier Gaming. Leave a like, subscribe. Bye, YouTube.